It's perfect. I must have it.
Sadly, sir, you can't.
What do you mean can't?
It's illegal, sir. This fish is protected by the great state of California.
Give me it.
You know, first of all, we are doing this for her, okay? Because neither one of us wants to get divorced. And secondly, I know you're the big marriage experts. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Your wife is dead.
Oh, they've got a class on how to write jokes.
Oh, don't take that. I dropped it after the lesson on setups. The professor is so old.
It's the Al Travis Show. Love having him on the program. He's Minnesota Sports Life for Paulie. Paul, we had a lot to talk about. Obviously, Gophers, Vikings, that sort of thing. But the big story last night was the gambling in the NBA. You caught the 30-some people were arrested on a FBI sting.
Who'd have thought that might be coming down the pike? Who'd have thought that?
See, and I think you
talked
and
about that many months ago, and this being in bed with all these gambling outfits and surprise.
It has got to absolutely destroy all this. Well, we'll see. Destroy might be too big a word. The FanDuels and all the other ones that you're seeing on every third commercial saying "use us." So you and I will not speak for Paul, but I may or may not have gambled with Paul once or twice somewhere. Nothing major, but on a golf game or whatever. So I'm not prudish on gambling, so to speak. But we have friends who gamble more than the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
Right or wrong. How does those friends think of them, Paul, that we know that want to put their 30, 40, 50 bucks on because they really feel this guy's good, whatever it is, and go to the duel or whatever it is, and they put that out there thinking they really thought this out. At the same time now, these guys, professional athletes, are tanking stuff to make themselves more money. This has got, why would our friends ever do it again? You will never know when you're being taken advantage of.
Well, yeah, and frankly, you never know. This just came out. We don't know how much that's happened in the past. How much money have people lost or gained based on what they were doing and some shady dealing behind the scenes and and now you're talking. It's also tied to like mafia.
See this, and I'm almost hoping this is.
Am I in a movie?
Well, this is the only way I think this could work. Okay, so you're Chauncey Billups, and he's innocent until proven guilty. We'll say that on the program. You're Chauncey Billups. You've made tons of money playing basketball. You're making very good money as the coach of the Trailblazers, and you're trying to scam some old guy in an illegal poker game to make $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. How many more millions do you need? It can't be the thrill of winning. You set the game up.
Yeah, but it's got to be, it's the money, right? Follow the money every time.
I think it's the mafia. These guys, I think Michael Jordan is very known for gambling. Billionaire, can do what he wants. I don't care. But I think these guys, this was my hope. Somehow they got in too deep with the mafia, and the mafia made them do it. That's the only way I can see it. You're screwing some guy out of $50,000 to put in your pocket because the one guy who supposedly told his friend he's going to get out of the game in the first quarter, so everybody he knew was betting the under or the over. People are going to bet the over. He's going to make 20 points in the game. He gets to 8 and he pulls himself out, and his buddies was told that, so they betted the under. He made $100K.
Yeah.
The risk? What would even you got all the money you need? What's another $100K going to do? And it's not like I got lucky.
You're making a judgment on that. Maybe he doesn't have all the money he needs. Maybe he's, who knows? We don't know his finances. We know what his salary was. We know what his salary is with that. But we don't know if that to a person like that, is that enough money or not? Maybe he needs the money.
That's kind of like when these people
to guys.
So that's my point. Is if he got in debt to the wrong guys and they're forcing him, that might be one thing. And then you're going to bring down the mafia. But your comment there, that's so funny. That's kind of like when you watch the Billionaire Show, those guys that win like the lottery, and then 2 years later they're complaining they're flat broke. Not a lot of sympathy
Is there a
here.
show with that? I don't know. Is there?
You got to watch cable. Yeah. You don't watch.
No. You watch Survivor. I don't do that.
I love Survivor. Don't rip Survivor. All right. So anyway, I believe this could have really a huge effect. And the only way it has that effect, because the NBA is going to say, see, we caught him, so everything's good, which all the people who bet on those same games lost money, probably not saying the same thing. The only way this stops is for all of our friend guys that we know that kind of throw some money at the thing on whatever duel or whatever they got, is they stop. And they just collectively, Americans have to say, I was doing it for fun. You took the fun. I'm going to keep my money and go home. And that will stop this FanDuel stuff. I don't mean FanDuel in particular, but I mean just as gaming outfits.
Yeah, but just like anything, we need a collective effort to make people feel it in a pocketbook, right? Same thing with a boycott of any company that you don't like. And there are companies I never shop at, and am I part of a big organizational, boycott? No, but I just personally decide, you know what? I know what they do behind closed doors. I've seen the disclosures or I've seen the report. I'm not going there. I go shop here. I won't shop there. We all have that choice. We all have the decision to make with our own money.
Yeah.
But you'll never get an organized though. Americans are too greedy. I mean, you'll never get organized. Hey, we're all going to boycott this. But that's how you do it. Is to set that down.
And again, those that do it, our friends have great times at it. I will go golfing today and bet $1 with my buddies. $3 total. If I have the worst day ever, I'll lose $3. It makes it more fun. You're on the 18th hole and you got to make a putt to win the dollar. It makes it interesting for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it is nothing in my life. If a game came and went, this idea you can bet whether the coin toss is going to be heads or tails, and people get lost in it. I just hope they realize you're lost in something you have absolutely no control over now. And I do it, don't do it, I don't care.
Well, it's all about the trust. It's all about the trust that this is all in the up and up. And when you eradicate that, then why watch a sport? Why even watch? Because the trust we have in that all these guys are trying, that everybody's trying to win a championship, that they're in it for that at some level.
Sure.
We don't know that, and this is evidence that we don't. It's all a show.
We watch a lot of sports, you and I, and there's always a game here and there. You're like, what in the world is the ref seeing? Because refs don't make $20 million a year to be a ref like the players do. I don't know what they make. I presume they make a living.
Yeah,
but that's where the mafia would go after, wouldn't you? If you're going to, I guess my point is, and then I wanted you to look at college. Now that we have NIL money and naming and sponsorships, we're right bound to the same thing. Why would you think some poor 18-year-old kid who's got the first taste ever of having some cash isn't going to fall for? You mean if I just accidentally drop this catch in the end zone and we stay within the margin, I make? You can't expect them not to.
Yeah, no, it's all there, and this, I think this is the fact that it got released is probably the tip of the iceberg, Al. I mean, there's probably more of it going on, and this is just what we heard about, right? Yeah. So, no, and it's too bad because we want to believe that what we're watching is legit. We want to pull for our team and all of that, But if it's all set up, if it's all predetermined, what's the point?
Yeah. And one other side note on this, Paulie. Do you know any mafia people? It is so weird that you use the word mafia. I really thought of a movie too, and I'm like, I wonder if I even casually walk past a mafia guy, maybe at the Quick Trip or at Target. I don't know a mafia guy.
I don't, but my dad had stories from back in the day.
Really?
Oh yeah. He applied to work at I think Glick's Brewing. A long time, beer brand downtown Minneapolis, and the restaurant's still there. And he was going to be in the back, schlepping kegs, right? In the warehouse, and he talked to the Glick brothers, and but as he left, there was a guy in a really good suit and a hat, and a couple of henchmen next to him. And
really,
he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a meeting with the mob. So
you go downtown Stillwater, they got the caves in there. They talk like Al Capone came here and drank and stuff. I'm like, it's 1920s. That's 100 years ago. Yeah. I maybe they're just fancier. I don't know.
St. Paul has some stories. You take those tours in the caves and elsewhere, but St. Paul was a hideout for the Chicago folks because they could get over here and hide away, and they had the police on the take. And so they would pay the cops. Cops are like, do what you want, just don't make a scene in our town. And they're like, okay.
See, I just didn't. It's just hard to believe there's still mafia. I guess maybe I thought New York probably had some mafia somewhere. Some guys like you say, really great suits wearing dark. I wear a fedora hat, but I'm not mafia. I swear to God. Got to go to break. We're a little behind.
I gotta wonder.
And you also got to wonder, were the Vikings on the take last night? This is the only thing that explains it. We'll talk it with Paulie right after this.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Amongst friends, the Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
All right, we've got a Minnesota sports lifer, Paulie, on the program. Paulie, I mentioned possibly any chance the Vikes were on the take yesterday. I don't know how you can be this bad in everything. And here's another thing. So, a couple weeks in a row, you look at plays and they show them in all the angles and looks like catches to me. I mean, I used to know what a catch was. And then they go to New York, and New York, by the way, home of the Mafia. The New York guys say, no, we're turning that over. It's not good. They literally had the game last night with that interception for interception for pick six. Literally, the guy comes on, the expert guy, goes, no, I see his hand to the ball. Looks good to me, I think. And then they come out, nope, we overturned it. When you have stuff going on like we were just talking about in major sports, this is exactly what people are going to think. Somebody's making something somewhere. Maybe we got to go back to there is no New York. There is no or overturning calls. We know what the ref did. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
Oh, my gosh. Are you coming around to my side? You eradicate replay and just let the refs make a call and then not have a game last 4.5 hours?
I would be good with that. Yeah. The 4.5 hours, because I can smoke more cigars, but it just crushes me that we stopped the game before last. there was everybody on the field, all the refs, touchdown, and New York calls in and says, "Wait a minute, we'd like to look this over," and then turned it over. I was like, what?
It also, the inconsistency in the calls on that are definitely a thing. You know, the Hawkinson one from last week. You know, it against the Eagles receiver one, I think was a receiver or was it a D-back? But it's they're not consistent, and so that's also going to get people to doubt whether you're really you know, on the up and up. But here's the thing. Regardless if there's any of that going on, I don't know. But the Vikings aren't on the take. I think the Vikings are just bad. It's a bad team.
I was going to say,
you've got no
maybe
offensive line.
Yeah, maybe one of those things would have been true, Paulie. Maybe the ref did this thing. But our entire rushing, 34 yards. Their quarterback rushed for 62. Don't even put it the 207 for the whole team.
No,
we were wiped out statistically on every category. Everywhere.
Here's my problem with the Vikings.
Okay.
I want them to be good in November and December because that's when it's crappy out here, and I want to be able to sit inside when it's cold out and watch a game. I don't watch. I've told you this. I don't watch games all the time in September and October. It's a beautiful fall day. I go outside because we all know the snow is coming. I want to be outside, so I don't watch then. So now, you know, when I have to be indoors because we got frost last night, it's going to get cold now. Can you be good at this point so that I have something to watch, you know, when it's cold out? No, apparently not. So now I have to find something else to do with my time because I can't go on this ride. They'll be 8 and 9, maybe 7 and 10. They might lose 10 games.
10 games to go. We have to win half to get to 8 for the season. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see there's nothing that showed me this team is ready to win half of anything. This is sad. Okay. Let's move on because we can beat them to death next week. Your Gophers, because I know you're a Gopher lover. I'm going to be on. I speak the truth here. I did not see them beating Nebraska.
And looked good.
Oh, killer. I mean, they did look fantastic. So that's changing my opinion on this weekend's game. They have Iowa. Iowa is no Nebraska. Now, do I think this is going to be a slugfest? I do. But currently, I have some pretty high hopes for our Gophers. I was stunned by the Nebraska game.
Yeah. I thought they might win, but it would be close. I didn't see. They dominated, and the defense looked really good. Made a pretty good quarterback look ordinary. And winning at Iowa is hard, but it's set up for the Gophers to do what they got to do. And what I think is nice is, you know, everybody's going to lose to Ohio State and probably lose big. And so, you know, what do you do with that the week after? You bounce back, and the Gophers did a nice job of that. And they're getting people talking about them again, which is really, really cool. I think they lose at Iowa. I think it's going to be a tough one. I think they probably lose at Iowa, but I was impressed with the Nebraska game. They should take care of Michigan State later, and I want them to keep playing well and keep racking up wins because a good bowl would be really fun.
Yeah, I for a while there, especially after Ohio State, I know we bounced back and won Purdue, but I thought that was a skanky win at best. We didn't dominate at Purdue like we should have, but Nebraska we did.
No, we got to play it against Purdue. They're lucky to win that one.
So you got to get one once in a while. That's fine, but they showed me they were a team last week, so I'm quite excited about tomorrow, 2:30. I think you said it in the text to me. Hey, another one of these nationwide ball games for us to maybe showcase something.
The Floyd of Rosedale game is on CBS, and it's always good when you can do that and show up well, right? So go Ski-U-Mah, baby. Let's go.
All right. Your thoughts currently on your Minnesota Timberwolves? They play their second game tonight. I don't know if no one's catching it. They're starting at 9:15 at night, for heaven's sakes. But
no one's catching it. You're the only one with your early bedtime, Al. No one's catching it. You're the one who goes to bed so fast.
It keeps my beauty
I love
sleep
your
up.
late night game. I go on these West Coast trips. I love it. Park it on the couch and be up till midnight. Oh, let's go. No?
Man with no responsibilities. No, I don't know how do you do that. Anyway, I thought the first game, we'll see what happens. They played Lakers tonight at 9:15. The game with Portland, they showed us they were very much who they were last year. Gobert gets in in 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes, got to sit for a while. Our defense is in there. It's a slow start. Ant has to pull 41 off to win by 4 points against Portland. We're the exact same team we were last year, and I don't think that's going to bode for well in the long run. You can't always ask 41 out of Ant.
No, I agree. some good signs, though. I think, there was some glimpses
It was a
of
win.
Jaden McDaniels, taking a step, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't win with one, you kind of need a three-headed monster to really go deep in the playoffs. Jaden McDaniels is probably going to be, one of those guys for the Wolves, and he's kind of making some steps right now, and it's his year to do it, right? So that was encouraging.
19 turnovers again, though. We need a point guard.
Yeah. Dante started.
Yeah.
Conley off the bench. I think that's the right move. Conley's almost 40 years old. I think the rating's on the wall here, and I don't know. It should be fun. But now, I mean, shoot, with this gambling thing. I mean, where are the tentacles of this thing? I mean, what? This is just who they announced.
The 32. We don't know how many were players. 32 people so far. But you're right, and this is in basketball. You're telling me all the people are different. Well, I mean, they are different people, but different kinds of people are in football, or all those different kinds of people are in baseball. Baseball a little harder, I suppose. But you get my point. You can't tell me that with this kind of money and the mafia involved, we're not going to get more stories. We will.
Oh, I think so. And I advise people. What's my moniker here if we don't have sports to fight? If all the sports are corrupt. Can you be a sports lifer of any kind? Can you be a sports
Minnesota sports lifer till it died? Minnesota
until it
sports.
died. Yeah. And what else? What else do I have? Do I talk about crosswords? Do I try?
We got 15 seconds. We didn't talk about it. You're gonna your band. The main thing is going to be at Neeson Sports Bar and Lounge a week from today. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks, November 7th. Yeah.
All right. We'll talk about it again next week. Sorry, Paulie. We got a Minnesota sports lifer.